Hey Waffle Gang, I do hope you're well. My name is Mark and today we're checking out some more relationship stories, and if you do love a Reddit story, why not consider hitting that like, subscribe, maybe that notification bell too. Let's crack on with today's first story, which comes from Practical Muffin 950 and says, am I the arsehole for not inviting my sister to Europe but taking my nanny? So I will give context. My female 24 sister lives with us in our home in a mini apartment that we made in the back. It's completely separated from the main house and has its own kitchen, bathroom, 2-bedroom and living space. Our house is a Victorian one type to get the picture. She doesn't pay rent, I paid for a uni. Food is also provided by me, and utilities of course. The thing is that she has it harder sometimes in life for being deaf. My father refuses to even pretend that she exists, and he paid my uni, so I did what I thought was fair at the time. Now to the issue. We're going to Europe, Spain and Italy with my husband, 3 kids and a nanny. I told her yesterday. That was the day that I confirmed everything, and also with the nanny. She asked me if her room would be separated like the nanny's one or if she had to share. To say I was dumbfounded would be little. I told her that when I first talked to her, she told me that she was saving for something else. I won't say what in order not to give much info. And she told me that she expected me and my husband to pay her way and question the nanny. I explained that the nanny will be working in tourist things, and that even if I never expected her to do that because she isn't a parent or a paid professional, having the nanny makes sense, while having her is just paying for paying. Yes, I know that I was a little hard. What makes me think this is a lot is that she told me that I could pay for her if I wanted to. True, but I do not want to stretch our budget. Now, I honestly do not know. Should I stretch the budget and just give in? Sorry for any typos, I'm breastfeeding my kid, the only moment I have to do things. If there is any questions, please let me know. Edit and info. She is finishing an internship program in December and started a very well-paying job in January. This was what she worked for since school, uni and everything. So I was planning after seeing your comments to talk about either rent or her own place after she is finished with the interview. Of course you see that I protect her a lot. So even if it's rent, I will ask her to start paying in March. Also that way she can learn about expenses. If she wants to move, then it will be the landlord who will enforce it. But Sickonet says not the arsehole, your sister has a full ride already and is getting entitled. Don't back down, she's not your child. The nanny is there to work so you can have a break. Tell her if she wants European holidays, she has to save for them like you have. She already has no excuse since she lives rent-free. She needs to connect with her deaf community. Emir says sometimes a person doesn't understand how good they have it until they don't. I don't mean that as you should kick her out, I mean it as she doesn't realize the life you provided for her is not a normal thing sisters usually do for each other. She hasn't been independent enough to realize this. She does need to learn it at some point. Not the arsehole. Polar Bear says not the arsehole. I assume you're taking the nanny to watch the kids for you while you and your husband want to do things that might not interest the kids. We did the same with our nanny. While nanny might go along for some things and might have some free time to do what she wants, she is working, not on vacation. What your sister wants is a free vacation. You can, of course, give her one, but you are certainly not obligated to do so. And one more comment from a legitimate son who says not the arsehole, and I think it's right to hold firm for this holiday and for other luxuries. However, I do think a lot of responses here are quite extreme, calling her spoiled and saying she's taken advantage. She's a young person with a disability being supported by family until she is able to stand on her own. She has made an error in judgment here and misunderstood how something worked. That doesn't make her a terrible person. She is hardly the first 24-year-old to act a bit thoughtlessly in their assumptions about family paying for them, and I'm sure you can set her straight without it being a total disaster. Please don't feel bad that you supported her so generously in her youth, or that she needs a bit of a course correction here. The OP does update their post and said, hey guys, so there is an update, but I want to make some things clear. 1. My husband and me took guardianship of my sister since she was a little less than 16. She was at this point almost failing school because of being deaf but not having either an interpreter or go to a special school. With that, you need to understand that she was kind of my first child. Even previous to being legal, I was the one taking her to sign lessons, or my husband would be the one making sure that her friends didn't bully her, and to make sure to always understand that there are bad people that can take advantage of you. 2. Many say that she could have thought that she was invited to this for a reason, and no, again, she didn't come to any trips since she was 18 with us, and we already go to Europe once a year. 3. She was disowned by every member on my father's side. I got more than her in life, and my mother is another story. 4. We paid for everything because we could and wanted her to be where she is in life. She has an internship that ends in December and starts to work in January in that company. 5. I did not deprive my kids of anything because of this. Unlike my sister, my dad has a trust for all 3 of them for education and even a wedding. Those things my sister never had. And as much as you all tell me to, I paid for education and that's wrong, I do not have to honestly care about paying for my other 3. On my father's side, everything will be left to me or my kids. 6. The trip to Punta Cana, pronunciation, I apologize, was a congrats on ending the internship and also to help me postpartum. Video update. Had a long talk and actually none of us guessed it. But it's the nanny that's the problem. In some ways she thinks that she is taking her place in life, and that she has seen us talk and the kids getting along with her, and that's when it clicked for me. She feels rejected. I did my best to make sure that this wasn't the case. She told me that she didn't even want to go with us, but she didn't want the nanny to come either. She's starting therapy again this month, and I will cover it. So they're living rent-free. She even showed me a plan to start paying and told me that if I like it better, she can move. Honestly, it was put together in a way that must have been taking her weeks because she even calculated utilities and food. I can't relate to her about the pain of rejection, but I can understand it. I will make sure we spend family time also with her. And like I say to her, there is nothing or no one that can make me love you less. Thank you all for the support and ask anything. Oh dear, that one's got me, got those onion ninjas going for me. And for me, we could see that the sister was being unreasonable or even, just reading the first part of the post, it came across as entitled, she's had so much handed to her and now was demanding more because we didn't know the second half of the story. And I'm glad that OP came in to explain, that she's getting some help with some therapy for what she's going through. She's clearly been through a hell of a lot of shit, with her father and all this sort of stuff. And the mother's a different story altogether. And I think when you've been through, a troubling time as you're growing up and you can potentially see things in different ways and see things that maybe are not there and they skew your views on life and family and relationships and stuff like that. So I'm just really happy that sister does have this support system around her, and OP does sound like a wonderful person who's willing to help their sister through life. And I just, thank you for that, I think. And I really wish your sister all the best in her journey going forward and hope that the therapy does help for what she's been through, because it sounds absolutely fucking awful, which I'm sorry to hear. Much love to you. And anyway, we're going to go to another story now. Again, from the Am I the Arsehole subreddit. That does have an update as well. That's titled, Am I the Arsehole for asking my girlfriend to clean 100% of our apartment? I, 30 male, live with my long-term girlfriend, 27 female, in a major city. My girlfriend and I live together in a major city to share costs. I only mention this as to provide some information about how much the rent costs. While we're both working, I paid 60% of the rent and she paid 40%, with the agreement that I would pay for all dates because I make 30% more than she does. My girlfriend has felt depressed with her career choice, so I suggested that she quit her job and take some classes to gain certifications in a career that she would like more. I agreed to pay rent and utilities as well as pay for her classes and give her some spending money, $300 a month. I'm lucky in that I work at a good job, so I can eat breakfast, lunch and dinner for free at work. I've also worked at additional projects so that I can work more hours in order to support the both of us on my salary alone. For the last 6 months, I've clocked in 60 plus hours a week. When we're both working, we split chores 50-50. However, I find myself burning out during the week and unable to clean. On the weekends, she wants to spend Saturday on dates, with us cleaning on Sunday together. We got into a bit of a row because I said I'm dying and I need a day, Sunday, where I can just be alone or do something with my friends. She said she appreciates my help with her career change, but that since we both live in the apartment, we should both clean. I don't think it's fair since she's home much more than I am. and I make almost zero mess because I spend 60 plus hours a week at work. She said just living in the house creates a mess and I should help clean it. So Internal asks a question and says, how much time is she spending on schoolwork? I'm going to guess it's dramatically less than 60 hours a week. It's not about the financial contribution, but the time difference in what you are doing. I think you doing nothing around the house isn't fair, as in you should pick up after yourself rather than leaving a mess for her to clean up, but definitely the bulk should fall on her. And having a day to yourself is also totally reasonable. Not the arsehole. Opie says Monday to Friday I'm not at home from 8:30 AM to 10 PM plus, due to commute times and work. The only mess would be towels. She spends minimum 24 hours a week studying. Edit, I wash my own laundry. So Basic says not the arsehole, it's an apartment with 2 grown adults, no pets, no kids. How much is there to possibly clean? A vacuum, tidy, bathroom and kitchen wipe down shouldn't take more than an hour a week. I've been married over 20 years. I've done stretches of 100% of the chores. I've done stretches of 50%, etc. You support your partner in what they need at the moment. This shouldn't be triggering or about fairness. It's about how you can best support your partner, and sometimes that involves picking up the chores slack when asked. Stunning Grocery says, if you're away all day and you eat at your job, then she is the one responsible for all the mess. But even if that wasn't true, it wouldn't hurt her to show her appreciation for your support by making life easier for you. It's frustrating to me that she sees you return home every day at 10 PM and yet feels you shouldn't even get one day to relax. Not the arsehole. Defiant says she is a leech, totally taking advantage of you. Tell her one more time and or find a better partner. Seems like you are able to do so. Not the arsehole. Opie says, I don't think that. When we're both working, she was phenomenal at her job, and her core studies are going great as well. I wouldn't call her a leech at all, but I am feeling some burnout, and I do want her to do the cleaning. And one more comment from the one Biffy, who says, you're the arsehole. I'm in a very similar arrangement with my husband. The reasons I'm at a well-paid job, well, he's gone back to college. I pay for everything, including his tuition. His job is his schoolwork, and our house is ours, so we both contribute to cleaning and chores. You pay for everything doesn't mean she's supposed to clean up everything. Having said that, if one person has more time and contributes more to the mess, they should ideally do more. That's a conversation to have, not just expecting them to do 100% of the housework, as if you don't wear clothes, sleep and snack and just exist there. But OP does come in with an update and says, I, 30 male, asked my girlfriend, 27 female, if we could speak before our date night. I told her that I wouldn't expect her to do 100% of the chores and that I would continue to do my laundry and do my dishes from Sunday, but I can't do the shared laundry or the other shared chores. She said it's still not fair since we both contribute to the mess of the house just by the fact we both live here. I then suggested that we cut down our allowance and use that money to pay for a cleaner once a week on Sunday so both of us would be free. She didn't complain about the drop in money here, but she said that her cleaning or a cleaner doing it made no real difference because she would want to stay at the house because she couldn't trust a stranger to clean unsupervised because she might steal something. Basically, I went through a few different situations and in the end, they all resulted in the same answer by her. So I broke up. I have 5 months left on this place, so I'm just going to transfer the lease over, pay the 5 months and let her keep anything not explicitly mine, such as the PS5, my laptop, etc. Anything shared like the bed or TV she can keep, it doesn't matter. I'll be out in a new place in a week. I get a work loan to cover this, but it'll be over. And the gist of the comments below that one was pretty much you're continuing to set yourself on fire to keep her warm. But what do you guys make of this situation? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and let's move on to another story. And our next story is coming from the Am I the Arsehole subreddit from Otherwise Cycle 2441 and says, Am I the arsehole for making my oldest pay back a $3,000 dress she ruined? My oldest, Bethany 16, has a step sibling, Maria 14, almost 15. Bethany and I are white, while my husband and Maria are Mexican descent. They've been in each other's lives since they were 6 and 7, and overall the relationship is good until recently. Maria's quinceañera is coming up, and my husband and his ex-wife took her to get a dress. The dress and alterations came to around $3,000. My daughter has been very jealous of the whole party. I've informed her it's part of the culture, just like when she had a huge Sweet 16 party with her friends. I spent more time with her to try and make her feel better about it and got her own much cheaper dress for the party. The party is supposed to be in 2 weeks, but my daughter, after an argument with Maria about the TV, she scribbled Sharpie all over the expensive dress and ripped the back. The short story is, everyone was pissed. I gave money to my husband and his ex to try and get a new dress ASAP. I informed my daughter that she will need to get a job and pay back the full price of the dress as punishment. We got into a huge argument over it, and the whole situation isn't fair that I'm choosing Maria and being a huge jerk. Am I being a huge jerk? Now, let's get the pronunciation out the way first, shall we? I cannot pronounce it at all. And I'm talking about the quince or the quinceanera. We covered a story a couple of months back where I totally pronounced it wrong and I got ripped apart. I think I just called it quince. I'm sorry once again for that. And I'm not sure if my pronunciation was any better this time or not. Someone told me it's pronounced like quince, and other people told me that was still wrong. So I've gone on YouTube and I found a video from Julian McKell, I think his name is, who pronounces a lot of words and how to say it correctly. I'm still struggling to say it, mind you. My mouth just can't move to say it properly. I am really sorry, guys. But to me, in this story, you know, actions have consequences. She damaged the dress on purpose. She has to pay for it. It's as simple as that. And, you know, from the last story when people were talking about these dresses and how expensive they are, holy moly. But Fuzzy Mum says not the arsehole. Bethany deliberately ruined the dress. She has to pay for it. If she had done this to a total stranger, would she claim you're choosing the stranger? If Maria had ruined one of her dresses, would she just let it go? Bethany's very close to becoming an adult. It's time she realizes that comes with responsibilities. I wonder what Bethany would say after reading some of these comments, because I doubt you'll see many, if any, you're the arsehole. Or would she complain that you put this out to the world? Shenanigans says not the arsehole. Your 16-year-old destroyed someone else's property. It is her responsibility to make restitution. This isn't taking sides. It's good parenting, and it wouldn't be a bad idea to impress upon Bethany that if this were the property of someone other than a family member, the police or court system would probably be involved. She's fortunate that her parent is willing to work out a repayment plan with her instead. Sloppy Poopy Poppy says, info. Was there a big difference between what you spent on Bethany and what's being spent on Maria? Obviously, Bethany is an arsehole whatever happens, as Maria hasn't done anything wrong. And apart from small children, we don't express our upset by destroying other people's stuff, regardless of value. Opie says I spent a lot for a Sweet 16 party, around $4,000 for the venue and all that. Her party I think is around $6,000 in total, but the cost is split between my husband and his ex, so he really spent $3,000 on her party. The difference in the dress I got her is a lot. I only spent $450 on the dress she picked out for the party. You wear basically a prom dress as a guest to a quinceanera. Sorry, not the huge fluffy dress that Maria is going to wear. And one more comment from Happy Trifler who says not the arsehole. Your daughter is almost an adult. She knew what she was doing was wrong, and let's be honest, she knew what she was doing was a crime. Tell her she can get a job and pay back the money, or her stepsister and her parents can file a police report. I know that sounds harsh, but your daughter needs a wake-up call. Otherwise she'll do something like this to someone else and she'll end up going to jail. Holy moly. But now I'm going to turn this one to you guys. What would you guys do in that situation? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And once again, I apologize for that pronunciation. I will keep practicing, but I'm not sure if it's going to change anytime soon. Just a huge thank you from the bottom of my heart for getting involved in today's stories. Your love, your support, your time always means the absolute world to me. So thank you so much for being involved. Truly, you're amazing. Thank you so much. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Take care and much love. Quinceanera. Come on, Mark. Move your mouth properly. Quinceanera. Oh. Why can't I say it? Why is my mouth moving properly? Poppy, help me with this, please. Quinceanera. quinceañera. I still don't know if that's right or not. Oh, I have to go with it.